Top picks for the best anime of 2024, exploring different genres in anime this year, animation quality and art style. A breakdown of the hottest shows. Dive into the exciting world of anime, where your next favorite series awaits. In the 10th spot, we start off with The Elusive Samurai. The creative and energetic direction of The Elusive Samurai belies a surprisingly dark story, a fictional spin on the life of the real samurai Tokiyuki Hojo, whose family and clan is massacred by the traitorous Ashikaga Takauji. It manages to display the barbaric acts of violence of Japan's feudal period without so much as flinching. The series is also one of the best-looking shows of the year. The movement is precise and detailed, and its flourishes of action are emphasized by exciting and expressive switch-ups in art style. The second episode culminates in a frenetic duel in which Tokiyuki's astonishing agility is underlined by the characters transforming into a wild sprawl of broad, monochrome brushstrokes. In the 9th spot, we have My Hero Academia Season 7. The blockbuster superhero anime approaches its endgame in its 7th season by adapting Kohei Horikoshi's manga. The world of My Hero Academia echoes that of the X-Men, except people born with powers are the majority rather than the minority. Main character Izuku Deku Midoriya was one of the few born without a special ability, until the fateful day he met his hero, who chose him as his successor and gave him his power, named One for All, a combination of the abilities of its previous 8 users, Avatar style, including super strength, flight, and the ability to sense incoming danger. In between its moments of spectacle and shonen grandstanding, My Hero Academia pays close attention to the sociology of a world inundated by fantastic powers. Superheroism has become the norm. For some, it's the family business. And such entrenched hereditary power has led to its own problems, with the previous generation having made numerous moral compromises to maintain the peaceful status quo. Those chickens have finally come home to roost, with the skirmishes between Deku and the League of Villains spiraling into all-out war, even reaching foreign shores. That's right, the USA finally gets involved with a hero named Star and Stripe wielding the power to impose rules over anything she observes. Winking blunt force allegories for imperialism aside, it's exciting to see the show swing for the fences in its big final arc. In the 8th spot, we have The Apothecary Diaries. The Apothecary Diaries continues to unspool smart mysteries, following various medical cases through the eyes of the young apothecary Mao Mao. The series takes the joys of a procedural and supplants them into a faux feudal Chinese pavilion. Its smart and funny main character working as a poison taster, and then lady-in-waiting in a palace annex reserved for the emperor's concubines. The analytical detachment of the medical enigmas in the first part of the Apothecary Diaries take a turn for the more personal in this year's episodes, as Mao Mao's familial ties to the palace are gradually revealed. It's through the complications of those relationships, or lack thereof, that a new overarching mystery is built. But beyond the larger story, it's consistently satisfying to see Mao Mao's process and intuition at work, and the observations that she makes, not just on a functional and pragmatic level, but on a personal one too. While her emotional intelligence may not extend to her colleague Jinshi, it serves her well with the concubines, a touch of empathy for women who are treated as trophies for the wealthy, locked away in gilded cages. In 7th place, we have Mashle Season 2. This season adapts the Divine Visionary candidate exam arc, where Mash must prove himself in the selection exam to become a Divine Visionary, a prestigious magical title. Despite being born without magic, Mash uses his incredible muscle power to overcome obstacles and deceive others into thinking he possesses magical abilities. The stakes rise as new antagonists like Margaret Macaron and Luo Yang enter the fray, posing significant threats to Mosh in the exam.
こう一周して振り切りました。どんなスピードで走りやがるこいつ。僕ごとお前を切り刻む。死ね!
In sixth place, we have Solo Leveling.
さらに速く。
Solo Leveling is a popular South Korean web novel written by Chugong, which was later adapted into a manhwa with stunning illustrations by Jung Sung-rak. The story follows Sung Jin-woo, a weak and low-ranked hunter who miraculously survives a deadly dungeon and gains the power to level up infinitely. This ability allows him to grow stronger after every battle, ultimately transforming him from the weakest hunter into the most powerful being in the world. The world features gates to dangerous dungeons filled with deadly creatures that only hunters can defeat. As the story progresses, the dungeons, monsters, and bosses grow in scale, posing greater threats to the world. The manhwa showcases a blend of modern society and magical fantasy, where governments rely on hunters to protect their citizens from otherworldly threats.
だから負けた僕が死ぬ。この法則は至極当然のことなのさ。僕を殺したんだ。これ以上正体を隠し続けることはできないだ。
In the fifth spot, we have Windbreaker.
喧嘩さえ強ければ、一番強ければてっぺんなんだろ。
This Windbreaker manga centers around a young high school student named Haruka Sakura, who transfers to Furin High School, known for its delinquent students. Despite being a notorious school, the students take pride in defending the town. Haruka, who loves fighting, gets involved in the school's conflicts, battles with rival schools, and slowly becomes part of the tight-knit community of Furin. The series has a classic delinquent battle school theme, filled with intense fights and rivalries. Despite their tough exteriors, the students of Furin are fiercely loyal to one another and work together to protect their school and town. Haruka's journey is one of personal growth as he becomes part of a new group of friends and finds a place where he belongs.
ほら見ろ。何がしたいんだ。1年か。いてくれて助かった。風鈴の制服。
In the fourth spot, we have Frieren, Beyond Journey's End.
の方に傾いていく。私の魂を天秤に乗せたな。アウラ。お前が自分の魔力に自信を持っていてよかった。やっと。
Much like the title elf herself, Frieren, Beyond Journey's End stays as sprightly as ever throughout a rather long 28 episodes, but captivating season. Here, in its second part, Frieren must take a mage exam. It turns out that Frieren, in her centuries-old age, doesn't have any kind of government-supplied proof of her aptitude for magic. Frieren and her longtime protege, Fern, sign up for the test and meet a host of colorful new characters. If you've been watching up to this point, then you know about the show's favoring of quiet character work, only to surprise you with a kinetic, smartly choreographed action spectacle. The new arc leans into this excitement with a renewed focus on mage combat that unfolds like hypermobile battleships moving against each other, spells unleashed with sudden explosive power. Watching these psychos size one another up is fun, yet even with a higher concentration of battles than in its first half, the show never completely gives over to pure spectacle as it keeps delving into both Frieren's extensive past and adding new complications to her world. In the third spot, we have Go Go, Loser Ranger.
になる理由がある。お前と違ってな。
いちいち勘に触れ。お兄さんの事件。それは幹部の起こしたものでは絶対ないと言い切れます。
Based on the manga by Negi Haruba, Go Go Loser Ranger inhabits the point of view of an anonymous henchman as he seeks to take down the dominant and corpo-fascist Super Sentai-esque heroes from the inside. Every Sunday for 13 years, the heroic Dragon Rangers have fought invading alien monsters from a floating fortress. Only the Rangers won long ago, and these battles are essentially predetermined for live television, with the monsters forced to maintain kayfabe under pain of death. The battles staged are effectively Saturday morning children's programming as propaganda. During one of these battles, Fighter D slips away and assumes human form in order to infiltrate the organization of his oppressors. It's not so much a fight for justice as it is a spectacle for ratings. The Rangers, here a vast military operation, keeping up a facade for their adoring fans where the monsters see them for what they are. Vain sadists. D's mission to beat the Rangers picks up some unlikely companions, but whether they're on his side or not, everyone in Loser Ranger is completely, compellingly unhinged.
この溢れ出すエネルギーはその表れです。ほざいてんじゃねえ。
In the second spot, we have Kaiju number 8.
ならばその姿のまま死ぬがいい。
Kaiju number 8 is a popular Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Naoya Matsumoto. The story is set in a world where kaiju, gigantic monsters, frequently attack cities in Japan, and a specialized military group called the Defense Force is tasked with combating these creatures. The protagonist, Kafka Hibino, is a 32-year-old man who works in kaiju cleanup, removing the remains of monsters after they've been defeated by the Defense Force. However, Kafka has always dreamed of joining the Defense Force to fight monsters directly, but has repeatedly failed the entry exams due to his age and lack of physical prowess. Kafka's life changes when he is suddenly transformed into a kaiju himself, after a mysterious small kaiju enters his body. In his new monstrous form, Kafka retains his human consciousness but gains immense strength and combat abilities, earning him the nickname Kaiju number 8 inches from the Defense Force. With his new powers, Kafka decides to use his kaiju form to finally achieve his dream and protect humanity from the kaiju threat, all while keeping his transformation a secret from the Defense Force, including his childhood friend Mina Ashiro, who leads the fight against the monsters.
なんだよこれ。
やめて！あんたは人間でしょ！ヘリのカッター！
Finally, in the first spot, we have Viral Hit.
興奮しちゃダメだろ。殴られても痛くない方法。
見てないと思ったが、てめえの動画。
The story follows Hobin Yu, an ordinary high school student who becomes the target of relentless bullying. Hobin's life takes a dramatic turn when he stumbles upon a mysterious YouTube channel that teaches viewers how to fight. Armed with these newfound skills, Hobin starts standing up to his bullies and eventually becomes involved in street fighting. But instead of seeking revenge, Hobin decides to make money by recording his fights and posting them on his own YouTube channel. As Hobin gains fame for his fighting prowess, his channel goes viral, and he starts attracting a larger audience. However, along with the newfound fame, Hobin gets entangled in darker and more dangerous situations, encountering stronger opponents, criminal organizations, and rival YouTubers, all while grappling with the ethical and moral dilemmas that come with his new lifestyle.
待て、オギ！これは遅いか！
Those around me when they feel they're drowning, help them surf that feeling. We dying to make it to the top, now watch it.